Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Books in a Box. Today I'll be talking about death and dying. Sorry if I mispronounced these authors, but Nicole Piemonte and Sean Abreu. It's from the MIT Press. It's from their Essential Knowledge series, Shadows, which is very good. They just get to the point of subjects. I'll be reviewing a few more of these. I love them. You can go on the MIT Press online and order these. So this discusses death in America with our for-profit healthcare system. Both clinicians and patients are afraid to talk about it, about dying, and as well as me. It's not a nice subject. So the book goes into the history of death, of dying in America, and before hospitals, people would die at home. Then the hospitals came along and people would kind of die inside the hospital. They would kind of hide it because the hospital's goal is to make people better. So they refer to the U.S. healthcare system as a curative system, where they really go for the cure, to fix something. But they forgo the comfort aspect and avoiding suffering. And I don't know, reading this book, we just had a recent death in the family. My dad passed away a few weeks ago. Went through the same thing, just exactly what this book describes. I just wish I'd read this sooner. But it's just only human to get caught up in the gears of our healthcare system, where their goal is to fix something without looking at the long-term benefits, if there are any, you're like also, it brings up the issues of your advance directives. Like basically, you tell someone in advance what your wishes are. And there's more than do not resuscitate. There's do not incubate or intubulate, whatever. That means like a feeding tube. And they describe these procedures as medical violence because they're trying to save your life, but they're breaking your ribs. They're pushing tubes down through your vocal cords, destroying them to save your life. And that's great, but if that's what you want, if you have a long life ahead of you, but if you're at the end of your life, 80s, 70s, whatever, do you want that? Would you rather be in comfort care, where they focus on the suffering and make sure that you're not in pain, or you don't have any of those invasive procedures done to you? And so lots to consider. And they also brought up that sometimes these wishes, these advanced directives, are not even found because of the competing electrical medical records, EHRs, electric healthcare record. And it could be buried well within. In an emergency situation, there's no way for them to look this information up, and then they'll go to the default of trying to resuscitate you. So death's all around us. It's just natural, but it just seems, if you want to avoid that kind of suffering, it's very good to talk to your clinicians and your providers and have these discussions early. They bring up hospice and the history of hospice in this book. Very interesting. What the problem is today is people are not getting into hospice soon enough. They'll suffer at the hospital, and then they'll spend their last days in a hospice, where they could have spent maybe months in the hospice in comfort, surrounded by loved ones. So some heavy stuff here. Check it out. It's a good read. It's a fast read. Have these discussions, and as always, tell your loved ones you love them. Make them feel loved, because you just never know what's going to happen. Take care, everybody, and stay safe. Thank you.